commentary breakdowns. Very highly requested fight here. We have a Shaolin master on the left side versus a Taekwondo master.
All right, Shaolin's in the neon.
Yep, Shaolin's in the neon red. That's right. And I remember seeing this in high school, so this was a long time ago.
I love the dry ice smoke.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Boop.
It's very theatrical.
Very theatrical. I don't even know how much this is real, but...
So this came out in 2013? Or when this came out?
2003, I believe. Very early.
He just slapped his knee.
Yep.
He says, I slap your knee?
Yep. And then, I wonder if he's a real monk. The Taekwondo guy almost kicked the monk out of the ring.
Yeah.
Almost.
Taekwondo guy's got tremendous skills, but the monk is very fast. He has very fast reflexes.
Yeah, he does. Phew. I like all the Taekwondo people in the background watching.
Mm-hmm. Very invested.
Yep.
This reminds me of the Cobra. There's an old Bruce Lee film where he's like playing with cobras while he's drunk.
Oh, that's hilarious. It's an interesting posture the monk has with one of his hands out.
Uh-huh.
So I guess one's to defend against kicks and one's to defend against punches.
Yeah.
He's attacking now.
Wow, he's got tremendous acrobatic skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't think... Did he get him in the...
It sounded like he got him, but I don't know if it was added.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that lead hand, that Cobra hand, is that it's very... It sort of lulls them into a rhythm, just like an actual Cobra, and then they strike. That's pretty awesome.
Wow, interesting. And I think he actually got the Taekwondo master out of the ring, so he technically won that bout.
He's got some swag, man.
Yeah, he does. He definitely has the tornado kick down.
Yeah. You know what's cool about like Iron Monks is that they will desensitize their nerves. They'll take like poles and bricks, and they'll make their forearms really strong. They'll make their shins really strong. They'll even make their skulls like twice as thick.
Ugh.
It's crazy. So they'll do these really small impacts that create like this calcification, and then the skull actually expands and becomes stronger. Yeah.
Well, maybe I should start doing that too. I should start just taking a rock and very gently chipping away at my skull.
Yeah, just take a hammer to your skull, guys.
Exactly.
For those of you who are listening and watching on YouTube, just take a hammer to your skull. Exactly.
So that was Kung Fu, at least Shaolin Kung Fu versus the Taekwondo. And I don't think, I mean, it was a good display, but I don't think there was any sort of decision as to who was better. I think both were equally good.
You know what's really cool is that both of them are very athletic.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to bring this to you. This happened in Japan too. This is a Kung Fu fighter, a Japanese Kung Fu fighter, and he fights a Brazilian Capoeira fighter.
Nice.
So this is going to be some dance fighting.
It looks like Street Fighter.
Looks like Street Fighter, yep. Because, you know, there's Kung Fu's kind of dance fighting too, so it's like you could be like Asian dance fighting versus black dance fighting.
There you go. Now the Capoeira guy starts his traditional sort of sway. Wow. Round kick right
But he ate one in the face.
Yeah.
So this Kung Fu fighter is not one of those other Kung Fu fighters we keep seeing where they get hit once and they just like don't know how to fight. Oh, he got him.
That's pretty impressive. All right, so he's going for a... Looks like he could be going for a straight knee bar. Now he's bringing him back to butterfly guard. And looks like he's grabbing onto his gi. He's controlling the shoulder. So obviously the guy on the Capoeira has jiu-jitsu background as well. I mean, Brazil. But those Capoeira kicks are so fast.
Yeah.
Just tremendous.
And they're unpredictable.
Yeah, they're just amazing.
Our Kung Fu guy's a little bigger, I realized. And the Capoeira guy, if you notice, he's sticking his chin out like crazy. Like his chin is really out. Oh,
tagged him.
Kung Fu guy.
Great left straight
Throw him down.
by the Capoeira guy. You'd think that there would be some people standing by to be able to catch them if they fall out of the ring like that.
Exactly.
The referee's got a dope haircut. This Capoeira guy's no nonsense, man. He's very
I just was seeing him stick out his chin. But
this Kung Fu he's not backing down, though.
Exactly.
It looks like he also has, obviously, a judo background as well because he's postured in a way to throw his hips.
Uh-oh.
All right, he's got top mount here, and he's just delivering ground and pound from the top.
And our Kung Fu guy doesn't seem to know what to do.
Yeah, the referee should have stepped in a while back.
Wow. Now, of course, he does
Capoeira.
his dance.
Man, and the momentum they can build with that capoeira.
Exactly.
Just incredible. Just incredible.
Wow. So in this case, man, it wasn't a really... It didn't really show that Kung Fu was ineffective. It just shows that you need to learn how to fight on the ground.
Oh, man. Absolutely. I mean, both of these guys are obviously very... I think the Kung Fu guy is actually a decent fighter as well. And obviously he's defending against the Jiu-Jitsu as well. So it's not like he's unskilled in Jiu-Jitsu. It's just that the Capoeira practitioner is just much more aggressive.
Yeah.
And this guy's an aggressive dude.
Yeah.
Wrist control, great wrist control, just delivering tremendous ground and pound. A referee should have stepped in long ago. I mean, come on. This is nonsense.
I see. So what could the Kung Fu guy, when he was caught in this, what could he have done?
Okay, so right here, you don't ever want to ever have your eyes off your opponent. So in this scenario, it's really difficult because the guy has wrist control and he's pinning him down. He's putting his center of gravity over that wrist, essentially, right? Really pinning that arm. But best case scenario, the Kung Fu guy on the ground underneath rolls back towards him and traps one of his legs. If he can break his center of gravity, right, if he can shift it a little bit, then the punches raining down on him won't be as powerful.
I see.
If you can keep that center of gravity in flux, it's just really hard to think like that when you're getting punched in the face.
Exactly.
Yeah, once you get hit in the face twice, you're very disoriented.
Yep, exactly. Very few people can... Only person I know is Sakuraba, and Sakuraba suffered immense brain damage because the refs wouldn't stop the fights because they're like, yeah, Sakuraba's eventually he's gonna recover after getting punched 100 times.
Overcome.
Yeah.
That's the problem when people are super durable and super tough. They all the punches accumulate.
Yep.
Every single punch accumulates. So I mean, he defended the heel hook there very well. It's just that this Capoeira guy is so aggressive.
Yeah, lots of forward momentum.
Yeah.
So the final fight in this Kung Fu series is this one. This was highly requested also. It's a kickboxing fight, and there's one guy who seems to have utilized drunken Kung Fu in his kickboxing.
I love it.
So guy in red is doing drunken kickboxing. Guy in the blue is just doing regular kickboxing.
Disclaimer, I have no experience with the drunken fighting. However, this guy is very committed, and I think he's doing a good job so far.
I'm not a fan of him lowering his hands like that, but I think part of the drunken stuff is that he's so loose that he's probably better at bobbing and weaving.
And a lot of it has to do with lulling the opponent into a rhythm and then breaking the rhythm to surprise him.
That's true.
It's very much like that Cobra tactic that was used earlier.
Yeah, just like you said, he's baiting the guy.
Oh! And then he'll just snap into a kick, side kick, right into the rib. Yeah, it looks like it could be the liver shot. Looks like he might have broken a rib.
Wow.
If he caught him while he was breathing in, that is the worst feeling ever, to get kicked right in the ribs like that while you're breathing in.
What happens when your ribs get broken? Do you just have to wait for it to heal?
You can't even breathe. You can't breathe. It's like you can't move. You can't breathe. You're completely immobilized.
Oh my god.
One time I had my tendons tear over the top of my ribs, almost like it's like the cartilage connection. And the next day, every sneeze, every breath was incredibly painful. I couldn't even get out of bed. It was absolutely the worst.
Wow.
Yeah, rib shots, man. Especially the floating ribs, the ones that are lower. Oh, man, you dig a side body hook in there. Brutal.
Exactly. That was a great... Oh, but...
You got blitzed.
Yep.
The guy's catching on. He knows. He's like, I'm not gonna let my guard down when you're slow because I know you're gonna be fast. He's really going for it now.
The guy in blue, every time he punches, he raises his chin. I notice it's really bad.
You know what's interesting with the drunken technique is that you don't really know if the guy's dazed or not.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
He's been looking like he was drunk the whole time.
Exactly.
You don't know if he's...
So it's a good psychological warfare, too. Wow.
Looking for that side kick. He's really looking to dig it into the ribs again.
Yeah.
And it looks like he got it again.
He got him.
Wow, this guy didn't learn his lesson.
Well, look at him pretending to be drunk in the background.
He's loving it.
Yeah. I think this is a good lesson. If you find a weakness in your opponent, exploit it. And in a real fight, if the opponent has a cut, like try to hit that cut as much as you can. Dig your fingers into it.
And you know what's interesting? A lot of these professional fighters that I talk to, they say that the most dangerous fighter is the fighter that's having fun.
The
fighter that's like got the weight of the world on his shoulder and he's like, oh, I'm doing this because I have to prove myself or whatever it is, or I'm doing this for my family or whatever, and all that burden, all that weight, sometimes it just gets in your way. But if you're going in there and you're just loose and having fun, sometimes you just operate on a different level.
I see.
That's what happened just recently, this last week, with Rose.
Oh, Rose and Mahonas.
Yeah, she, like on the third round, or I think it was third or fourth round, going into the fifth round, her coach asked her, are you having fun? And she's like, yeah.
Nice.
And then she went in the fifth round and she just like, demolished.
Yeah, demolished. Because the tide was turning at first, and the other girl was coming back. The Polish girl was coming back. Ooh,
So this red shorts guy is clearly, he's highly developed in the clinch. I mean, he was throwing tremendous knee right there.
Yeah. Look at him pretending to be. See, again, you don't know if he's tired or he's just pretending to be drunk.
Yeah,
it's great. It's great psychological.
The ref is like, I wish you would stop.
So,
I think the crowd is always also rooting for the drunken practitioner because they want to see a show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's theater.
Man, imagine if you combine those capoeira kicks and unpredictability with this drunkenness.
That'd be awesome.
Like every time you fall, you could do some sort of like switch kick or something crazy. So, dude, I love this, man. And you don't know if he's drunk or he's just actually got knocked down.
And you got to think that the fluid in your ear is probably swirling all around if you're pretending to be drunk like that. So you're probably actually physiologically reproducing the effects, essentially.
Very true. You like pretend and you become drunk.
Yeah.
I think that was it, man.
What happened at the end? Oh, I can't take it. I need to know what happened.
I know, but this is all I could find.
Jerry, tell me what happened.
So, I think from these 3 fights we learned if you are a kung fu fighter that's been sparring and really testing your skill in a way that's beyond compliance drills or forms, then I think kung fu is pretty effective in a fight.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. So I gotta be honest. I'm not completely familiar with kung fu in terms of how many weapons are available, but I would say that the more weapons you have at your disposal, the more you're keeping your opponent guessing.
Yeah.
And obviously, the guy that had the capoeira and the jiu-jitsu, he just had more tools in his arsenal. You know?
Yeah. So if you're gonna train kung fu, also cross-train in Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Always keep them guessing. Always, even if you're not going for the takedown, just always feint as if you are. Just to keep them guessing. Because then you can deliver a body shot or a headshot, so to speak.
Exactly. So this was Fight Commentary Breakdowns.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.